Welcome back to the Webby O'Neill channel. Thanks for joining us for today's video. We're going to do a bit more of a breakdown of the Liverpool versus Manchester United game. As ever, Reds, is plenty to discuss, so get involved with your own opinions in the chat. First of all, where do we start? The pundits' comments after the match, the managers, the players, the performance, and even the myth about this famous atmosphere at Anfield. But I think you'll want to start with the actual team performance. So is that where you're happy at starting?
Yeah, I'm happy starting there because at the end of the day, Erik ten Hag gave the team lineup. He set them up exactly the way we wanted it, and it's the way Manchester United needed it. We wasn't going to play football the way Liverpool wanted us to play. Yes, a lot of commitment, a lot of criticism from Liverpool and obviously its fans about the way we played. But that was excellent the way Erik ten Hag set up. And if you look at it, over the 90 minutes, it was an excellent team performance because they were committed to what they were told to do and what was needed.
Yeah, he did say after the game, ten Hag, with you mentioning about that. I said after the game in the dressing room that I was very proud of the team. We should do more of this more often. We stayed in the game and we're disciplined with our game plan. We proved today that we are what we are capable of. If we bring this every time on the pitch, we are a hard team to beat and we can go and win these type of games and big games. Now, would you expect Erik ten Hag to play them tactics, that style of play, more often in future?
It's not his style, it's not his way, but we've called many a time to sort of play like that, to play a bit more defensive, bit more tight. We've been too free, been too open, and Erik ten Hag has been reluctant to play that way. He got it spot on, but going down, further down the line, will he change? I think he's going to have to. It's the way United are at the moment. They're not an expansive team. They can't play it. They play too much open football. And Erik ten Hag, I think, has realised these games like yesterday, this is how it must be played.
Yeah, we've seen Varane start yesterday. A few weeks ago, he was dropped for tactical reasons, I believe Erik ten Hag said. And ever since then, he's favoured Harry Maguire. Obviously, was injured for yesterday's game. How do you think he performed, Rafael Varane, on such a big occasion?
I thought he played great. Excellent there at heart of the defence, him and Johnny Evans. And I thought Johnny Evans played well. Both worked well. Can't really see him, to be honest, being dropped. Why should they be dropped? If there's going to be performances like that, and that's how Erik ten Hag wants to go, going to West Ham, for instance, that's what you want. Them two played excellent together. And I have been critical of Johnny Evans, but only because he shouldn't be here at the club, but he's here. He's on the pitch, and his performance yesterday, along with Varane, I thought was excellent. They fought all the way through, and people around them fought exactly the same way. They all played together, and they all knew what they were doing, and they were led by Varane and Johnny Evans. Excellent performance.
Is this result a lot more surprising for you in terms of us getting a point at Anfield, considering the last time we actually won at Anfield? It's been a long time as well since we actually scored a goal there. And we've done so getting a point without our captain, Bruno Fernandes. The likes of Marcus Rashford not starting the game, Harry Maguire, etc.
Yeah, listen, go to Anfield, it's always tough. Doesn't matter whether we're in good form or bad form. Go to Anfield, playing Liverpool, you just never know what's going to happen. I didn't expect United to win because Liverpool have been scoring goals. Yes, they've been open, they've been attacking, but they do score the goals and they've got it. They know what they're doing. Klopp there has got this team playing football. And going to Anfield yesterday, to expect to win would have been a minor miracle. And I said to you, going to Anfield, what you need there is a fighting commitment, which is what we got, and let's get something out of the game. And we got something out of the game, and we absolutely stopped Liverpool scoring for the first time in God knows how long.
Andre Onana, it was someone you pinpointed in our match preview.
Yeah.
That, what would his nerves be like in an occasion like this? Especially with a lot of scrutiny coming on his recent performances as well. And he did say after the game that he felt nothing in towards the atmosphere that was put on him in the game. But he did speak about his own performances as well. And he did say, I have to speak about my season so far at Man United. I am not happy because I know I can do much, much better. We are not facing a good moment. I hope things will change as soon as possible.
Well, I pointed Onana. I pinpointed him before the game and said it was vital that he gets on the ball, plays football, and doesn't make a mistake. And do you know what? He played excellent yesterday. I thought he actually upset a lot of Liverpool players out there with his antics and all that, but that's what you've got to do, and it put him off the stride. But Onana yesterday, I thought was excellent. And with his comments coming out about the atmosphere, he didn't feel intimidated or anything. And, you know, when you listen to what people have said after the game, that was the worst atmosphere at Liverpool for a long, long time, then it just shows you the way United played. They sucked the life out of Liverpool. Onana there in the tunnel had a bit of a fracas with Van Dijk, but he gave it him. You know, Van Dijk whinging at Onana, criticising about the way we played. What does he want?
Yeah.
What does Van Dijk want?
Does he want the teams to just come over,
does he want us to
Anfield
crumble?
and just roll over and just let Liverpool play their type of football that they want to play? It doesn't work like that, does it?
No, it don't
and
work
as
like that.
Professionals, if you think you're top players, it's up to you to combat that and get round the style of play the opposition are playing, surely.
Well, listen, we've had that. We used to have that for year after year after year, where teams just come, sat back and tried to hold up and stop Man United playing. We've had it for years.
The thing is, we've been on the end of that even this season. Teams coming to Old Trafford or we've gone to their ground and they've played a similar type of play where they'll just sit back, soak up the pressure and counter-attack. And, you know, there's been opportunities there's been games where, you know, we've crumbled and teams have gone and beat us.
Yeah, well, that's the great thing about yesterday. It just shown you like how sour and how bitter Liverpool players are and the fans because they were expecting to thrash United and didn't realise, hang on a minute, this team's not going to come here and just give up like they did last year. They're going to fight and they found no way around it. And to be honest with you, when you look at the game, when Klopp made his substitutions in the second half, that opened the game and it actually gave United a couple of opportunities to actually steal the game, which would have been brilliant. And when you look at Højlund there, he had the chance. That one
Good
chance
team
what he
move
had.
as well.
Yeah, great team move. And to be honest with you, Højlund should have put it away because that's what United was playing for. That one or maybe two chances. And like I say, Liverpool nearly messed it up. Klopp made a mistake there with his substitutions. Thought he could go 4-2-4 and it nearly backfired on him. But taking a point in that at Liverpool after the way we played there before, and it's good for team spirit.
And it's the up and down season that we're having at the moment as well. With we can't hide behind the fact of injuries because other teams have had injuries as well, and they've seemed to always find a way to at least get a point. You know, get the 3 points by chopping and changing players. But United have just got no rhythm of a style of play this season, from what I'm seeing, and I think that's what's affecting us more at the moment because he's sort of like got half and half of players. You know, he's got a half set of players who can play his style of football, but then the other half are a mismatch of previous managers under regimes who are not used to playing that style of play or just can't play it. So we're in that kind of like grey area at the moment where hopefully another couple of transfer windows, we can start to see this team progress in a good style of play as well.
Yeah, well...
But going away from home, though, against, the top teams, I wouldn't mind Man United playing that style of play every single time if it meant United coming away with a draw or even a win. Surely not. It's about winning games, getting points, surely.
Well, it's about getting points, getting results. And I listened to Gary Neville with his comments about the performance, and he equates that performance to the style of Mourinho.
Yeah.
And that style of performance actually got Mourinho booted out of United.
Yeah.
So you in a way, you can't win sometimes when you put in a performance like that, which was needed and which was the only way. And Erik ten Hag knew that to approach the game. But when you approach a game like that, you're going to get criticised.
The media bias, let's say it was Newcastle or Tottenham who turned up at Anfield yesterday, put in the same performance as Man United and come away with a point. I'm sure the narrative would be a lot different. It would be more emphasised on the fact that Tottenham or Newcastle have come away with a great point.
That's right.
And forget the performance, but because it's Manchester United, it's all being focused on the performance, which we all know as United fans, it wasn't a great performance at all. But we've come away from a point from Anfield, which is always a good point. Even under Sir Alex Ferguson, other managers, you come away from Anfield with a point, you've got to be happy. It's a good point.
It wasn't a great performance, but it was the right performance. So Gary Neville sort of like calling it like a poor performance by using the analogy, the logic of that's a Mourinho performance, what gets you the sack. I'm not too happy with that, to be honest with you, because he should be backing the team and understanding where they are as a football club at the moment. There's no direction or anything. It's all scattergun. But that was the first time you've seen a full team stick to the plan, play as they should do, going to Anfield, and to criticise it in any way, that performance and coming away with a point is wrong to me. And there's a lot of pundits out there what have got it wrong. And like you say,
there was a lot of passion from the players. They dug deep, they got in the trenches for each other, throwing the bodies on the line to block shots, etc. So they put the bodies in the mix of where we want them to do that. Do you know what I mean? And instead of backing out on these 50-50s, etc.
And the big point about it all is like you say, if Tottenham or Newcastle would have gone there, everyone would have been screaming, what a fantastic point away from home at Anfield. But when it comes to United, you know the bias, and sometimes I'm a bit puzzled when you hear United pundits turning around, ex-players, sort of like throwing a little bit of mud at it, when really they should be turning around and going, unbelievable, because everyone thought we was going there to get beat. All the ex-players thought that.
I was happy with some of Roy Keane's comments though in the studio, because over recent results, over recent weeks especially, he's been proper scathing, as Roy is. He just says it how it is. He's blunt, and sometimes as he's a Manchester United fan, it is hard to hear, but you've got to accept it because of the stature of the player, of what he was at Manchester United and what he meant to us as fans as well. And for him to come out yesterday with some of the bits, and one of the bits he did say about Van Dijk as well, because Van Dijk did say in the end they are buzzing with a point and we are disappointed. And Keane said he needs to remember Liverpool have only won one title in 30 years. So he's gone back at him, but he was also, realistic and positive in a way of what it means to a lot of teams, even down the years, coming away with a point from Anfield.
Well, I think sometimes Roy Keane's misunderstood. Yes, he's critical, and it can be like, it can hit a nerve sometimes, that. But he's pointed out, we come away with a point. What's wrong with that? You're at Anfield. There's times United have been playing great and all that, and then suddenly we end up with a point. You have to accept sometimes that's what happens. But he defended United yesterday, which was great to see, because he's got the realisation of exactly where this football club and this team is and what Erik ten Hag's got to do. He knows the pressure. And he also knows the pressure of going to Anfield. And he's the only one, really, what was sort of like backing up what a great point that was. Yeah,
that was good to see, to be honest with you. Deluded, he was sent off. To be honest with you, that Michael Oliver yesterday, I seen 2 or 3 at least of his decisions, and I was just shaking my head. There is a lot of news out there that he is actually a Newcastle fan. I've seen some pictures out there. I don't know if they're photoshopped or not, but you get the feeling yesterday of like, look, he's meant to be one of the top referees here over in England, and I thought some of his decisions were baffling yesterday.
Yeah, get the sending off there, okay, but he booked him. But to react so quick again, right, with a bottom lip by going, "Oh, you're shouting at me," and then to produce the card again, I thought in the context of the game and that was totally wrong. There was no need for it. Other things had gone on in the game. People were saying things. There was a few tackles and whatever. But for him to react to something so petty like that and give a sending off, that was poor. And that was poor officiating. And we've seen it. And I think we're going to see a lot more of that.
Yeah, what did you think of Neville's comments as well?
Were they up for it? They were up for it early on. The crowd was up for it. But what they did, the crowd, they just sat there expecting Liverpool to take United apart. And because United weren't taken apart, they just sat there and just thought, what's going on here? And it was terrible. I mean, the atmosphere.
Do you think it was the expectations from the fans where they were...
And the players.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of it midweek, didn't you?
Yeah.
A lot of Liverpool fans, social media, etc. It's going to be another 7-0. You've seen Jamie Carragher wearing that Christmas jumper as well. And, was that something as well, not just because of that, but... a culmination of things, the fans' expectations, all on social media, that they were going to get spanked and wipe the floor with Manchester United, and it was going to be a bloodbath score-wise, and it just wasn't happening.
But that's the arrogance. That's the arrogance of Liverpool to be expecting 7-0 again or 6-0, whatever they were expecting. But they were expecting to put United in the ground. That's what they were expecting. And at the end of the day, who were they to expect that? And I'll reiterate the comment, what was said yesterday. Who are they to expect that? A team that's only won the league once in 33 years. And that's what sums it up. The arrogance of them.
Okay. I think we'll end it there. I think we've gone through everything.
Yeah.
Just thought we'd do you a little bit more of a breakdown on yesterday's game today. Still feeling a little bit delicate. I don't know about you today, but I think we're going to have a couple of days off, recharge, And we'll be back on Thursday doing a match preview looking towards the West Ham game.
And smash them likes, please.